Hello everyone, hope we're all good. Big shout out to KR Couriers and Transport Limited, and a big thank you to everyone who likes, shares, comments and subscribes to the All or Nothing podcast with myself, Billy Moore. Talking to a lad yesterday who's just been kicked out of rehab that morning. He'd been in there for 13 days. Before he landed, he was a mess, rock bottom. You know, he was suicidal, he was on a bridge ready to jump off. He'd lost loads of weight. You know, his relationship was hanging on by a fucking thread. And he gets the opportunity of going into this rehab. Going into rehab's gonna build up a few things, especially your ego. That can't be helped. You know, your self-esteem, your confidence, you're in a safe place. You get a little bit complacent. And he's ended up getting nicked with his phone. You know, so he's broke a rule. Someone's threw his name in. Bit of sweet grassing or whistleblowing. One of those addicts who get clean and then overly get honest for everyone else. You know, I've come across a few of them. But I saw him in a meeting yesterday. So he was willing to continue on his journey of recovery. And I just shared my experience. I know what it's like to be kicked out of a rehab. The last rehab I was in was before I got clean. And I got kicked out of it. It was in 2017. I was fucking, you know, I was rock bottom. You know, my life was a mess. Didn't think I was going to come out of it alive, to be fair. You know, I desperately reached out, and these producers took a percentage of my earnings from the movie and put me in this rehab in Essex, high-end, 5-star. You know, you go in there, it's full of snobs. People are getting their asses wiped with £50 notes. I turns up in a fucking pair of Birds flip-flops, a fucking North Face hoodies that was fucking way too big on me. Fucking rattling to death, spitting feathers. Fucking the worst of the worst. Fucking I didn't have a fucking penny. And I knew what I wanted. Magpie. I knew what I wanted. You know, I knew how to get clean. I knew what I needed to do. It was a 12-step program, and they introduced this DBT within it called dialectical behaviour therapy. It's like a branch of CBT, cognitive behaviour therapy. Everything was all mindfulness and spiritual, and I just wanted a safe place to get fucking clean and then get out and hit the meetings. I was there for about, I was lucky I was there for about, what, 4 or 5 weeks. Ended up falling out with this fella whose son is in One Direction. Just an argument that fucking over fucking something petty, and he threw it on me toes because I was like being really like, I was a bit of a people pleaser, overly fucking like people pleasing because I was a big kid and I didn't want to fucking get like told I was intimidating people, because I've had that before. You know, you look at someone wrong and I'm quite vulnerable and he's intimidating me and I feel really insecure about his presence in the room. You know, so I've had all that before. So I'm like, alright mate, you're being really fucking nice. And he said something and I went like, you're a fucking bellend, you. Right, he said, oh, what did you call me? Well, fucking lock horns. I said, well, lock horns, lad. I will fucking rip your fucking skeleton out of your ass and wear your skin. You fucking cheeky bastard. Anyway, that didn't go down too well. He went straight to the office like a few others did, and I can understand, you know, a few of them, like, what the fuck's going on here? You know, Billy's fucking dead placid and laid back. Next thing, he's fucking ready to fucking pull fucking skeletons out of people's asses. Where the fuck that one come from? And anyway, I'm in the office. It's, look, you've got to go home. We can't have you here, you know, it's fucking aggressive behaviour, we don't want any conflict. So take care. Chevy packing. I made my way back to Liverpool. Fuck, am I thinking, what am I going to do? In my head I knew what I was going to do. I done the right thing. I picked up the phone and I phoned someone who was in recovery. He said, come to mine. I stayed with him. And I went to meetings from that day onwards. And I've maintained my clean time for almost 6 years now. If you want to get clean, you'll get clean in a fucking skip. That's the truth. And that's what I do. I go to these places, these meetings, and I share my experience and I identify and get identification from others. You know, and I feel better when I'm out there helping others because it takes me away from me. You know, I was one of those addicts that was written off and people were going, he's never going to get it in. And I did. You know, and my life has become much clearer, much brighter, much better. And I hope I can inspire someone to change. There's too much negativity on these platforms. We don't need it, do we? Too many people fucking blowing up their own ego. Look what I'm doing. Who's asked? Anyway, thanks for listening. I thought I'd share that because it was on my mind. Appreciate your support. Take care.